Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Cayman Cruise number 3. And as you can see, the title includes two words, choice and expectations. Now, choice first is about my choice of manufacturer for the manufacturer series that is taking place on Wednesday. So, as you can see, I'm going to show you right now. My car currently for the manufacturer series is the Porsche. You can see the little yellow dot at the top right says it's a sponsored vehicle. Now, a sponsored vehicle means that it's a vehicle that was given to the player for a specific event. As you can see, the other ones are purple, and the purple means that they were gifted through either completing an event in game or by the daily login, which most of the time it's a daily login. Now, this one right here is a sponsored vehicle. So as you can also see at the top right, um, I don't think it actually shows it here, but the manufacturer, if I were to, let's say, go on, I think sport mode, right? If I go in sport mode, it should say it as well. No, it doesn't. But it usually would say that I'm a part of Porsche. But that changed. So, what manufacturer am I going to go with this season? I have a lot of choices. Previously, you guys probably don't know. I've done some of the other manufacturers before. Aston Martin was kind of okay for me. Chevy was kind of okay. It was more on the high end. Jaguar was terrible for me. Lamborghini was terrible for me. McLaren was kind of okay. Mercedes was terrible for me. And Nissan was when I was a little bit fledgling. So, what manufacturer will I choose this time? It might surprise some people considering I've been with Porsche for quite a while, and the name of this series is called the Cayman Cruise, so of course I do want to go with the Porsche, but I'm going against what I want because it's the final, what is it, the manufacturer season before GT7. So I am going to choose Honda. Now, there is a reason why I'm choosing Honda. One, because of Red Bull, because Red Bull is, a Honda engine. And number two, I actually have someone, not that I know, but I race against a lot, and his name's GT Honda Proud. And he always races Hondas. So, as a little bit of a fun thing, and to be for the last portion of the manufacturer series, I am indeed going with Honda. And we will let it see it says ID 2122, so it'll go from 2021 to 2022. So we are indeed signing the contract. It cannot be changed for ID 2122, which is for the manufacturer season. And we are going to go yes. And let's just let it play out for a second. And there we go. The decision has finally been made to go to Honda. It was sort of a hard one, but like I said, I wanted to do something fun. It's the last manufacturer series for Honda or for GT Sport, so I wanted to try it. Now, expectations. The whole first version was about choice. Now, expectations are me talking about the expectations that I have. I know it's going to sound redundant for Gran Turismo 7. Now, Gran Turismo 7 is a video game that will be coming out on March 4th, 2022, which is going to be quite the game. I'm very excited for it. It's very intriguing that Gran Turismo 7 is coming out that late. in terms, I guess. Also, Sardinia A, one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. Yeah, it's quite interesting how it's coming out so late in early in 2022, but so late in terms of when the PlayStation 5 came out. PlayStation 5 came out in November of 2020. So you're looking at about, was it 17 months? Hold on. Do I have delivery on my other Cayman? I do have another delivery on the other Cayman, so I'll take it. But the game itself is going to be very intriguing. Also, the engine note in 5. Gran Turismo 7 is going to have a lot. It's going to have dynamic weather. It's going to have a lot of things, really. Dynamic weather, a lot of vehicles, and just in the grand scheme of things, just fantastic visuals. Now, the thing that I'm worried about is it's going to be very similar to GT Sport Online. There isn't going to be anything different to GT Sport Online to this. Also, I'm going to turn down the volume to this. So, I don't know. It's sort of odd, I guess. Hold on, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, we'll just turn it all the way down. But, yeah. It's very intriguing to see that they are going with the 20-player format like they have before for the original game of GT Sport. And an expectation I sort of have as well is that they'll robust up the player experience in the lobbies. Now, the lobbies in Gran Turismo Sport in the daily races are fine. I enjoy them. They're perfectly okay, and there's nothing wrong with them. Well, nothing wrong with them, but I think the biggest thing about the lobbies is there's penalties. Now, there's penalties in the main game, but there's one big thing that is different. The FIA line. Now, the FIA line is something that's in the FIA series, and it's also in the daily races, where if you have to take a penalty, you serve that penalty at a designated line on the track. So certain ways, like for example, I don't know what the penalty line is on this one, but I believe it's like right here. So let's say I had a half a second penalty. I'd have to hit this gate, it'd release, and then I would have to, get back on the gas. So half second, whatever it may be. In the lobbies right now in GT Sport, lobbies don't have that FIA line, and people are serving their penalties on the racing line or not off the racing line. So people can bump into them after they on ghost, or the ghosting is not too bad in this game, but in general, when you have to ghost and you unghost in front of someone after a penalty, it can be really disorienting to the person behind you. It can be disorienting to yourself because you could have swore that you were ghosted, and maybe the person in front if you bump into them. So if they do one thing in GT7 that is different than Sport, put the penalty line option in the FIA in the settings for the lobbies. So it would make it better for lobbies and people who want to practice FIA because they'll have the penalty lines for the FIA, but also the fact for people who want a better experience for lobbies in general, so people don't have to serve penalties on the line and interrupt people's racing and such. So I don't know, that's one expectation I have. The other expectation, that's more I guess thing I want, but an expectation I have for GT Sport as well, or GT7 Sport, GT7 as well, is to have the, how should I say it, the groups a little bit more tighter, I would say, and more. I don't want them to go Forza 7 where they divide it into certain classes for each car, because that gets very, very messy and That's what messed up Forza 7 was just they needed to separate it into like classes like how GT Sport has it instead of having it by car class, because if you have it by car class and like hot hatches and all this stuff, eventually gets to the point where the pools are so small that there's no real point to do any of them. I mean, the Nations Cup is already like that, where they have a choice of vehicle for N400 and whatever, and they're quote competition cars rather than the garage car. So, for example, the upcoming, unfortunately, I'm not going to participate. Manufacturer Nations Cup race on Saturday night will be an N400 on Special Stage Route X. And if you don't know what Special Stage Route X is, I'll probably put it on before the end of the video. But Special Stage Route X is probably one of the longest tracks in the game. I believe it's 13 miles in length, and it's 6.5 on one straight, or 6 miles on one straight and 6 miles on the other straight. The other half miles are the turns. Also, excuse me. But yeah, the turns. So they did that, but also decided to limit the cars in the N400 class. So, for example, the N400 class has, I don't know, it could be any number of cars in the N class because some can actually be downgraded and some can be upgraded to N400. But what they did is they limited it to competition car, which means it is a set amount of cars that the game gives you to participate in the lobby instead of the what is it? If it was garage car, you'd be able to choose whatever you want. So there were certain N100 races where the SFR S concept was the car of choice for Special Stage Route X instead of the what is it? The usual car that you'd be able to choose from your garage. And most likely it would have been the F50 since that's one of the best N300 guys. But besides the point, I would like GT7 to have like how they're doing it with BLP and such, and just to keep it the way it is instead of where they have the option in GT7 to go and create your own car basically with the vehicle you have, and you'd be able to upgrade it and tune it instead of just going into these menus and upgrading the power balance. And I can legitimately upgrade this car to, what is it, 493 horsepower instead of the, I believe, the base of 379, or I can lower it to 246. So I could upgrade it, downgrade it with this, but it's not nuanced, I guess, because the fact, well, it's nuanced because the fact you can customize literally everything if I wanted to. Like I can change this to a what is it, fully customizable non-synchronous sequential transmission. God, that's a mouthful. But I can do whatever I want. Or in this, I can choose to make it the BOP. So the BOP will make it, no matter what, it will lock it at 94 power ratio and 111 weight. So it makes it a little bit heavier, but the power ratio also gets lowered as well. They've been, balancing this and such. So it'd make it better for them to keep the BOP on certain things instead of, what they're doing this season. I think some of them are open, so I can actually double check. I think you can edit whatever you want on the car that they give you. Let me see. Or did they change it to fixed? Let's see. This one. Did they change it to fixed? Race details. Tuning is open. They did not. Oh, and it is whatever N400 car. Never mind. Um, so you can choose any N400 car in your garage. That is very, very intriguing. Wow, never mind. So it's completely upgradable and tunable. What car is the fastest? The Supra RZ. Wait, why do I see names? Oh, because people aren't doing this yet. That's why, because I race with Uncle, I race with Superior. Yeah, most people aren't doing this. 547? What the heck is that? So let's try it, I guess. I think I have the Super, right? Yeah, I have this one. I believe tuning is completely open, so let's check this. I know this isn't part of Cayman Cruise, but I sort of want to branch out and not just, I guess, it's race with the Cayman. But like I said, I'm talking about expectations right now for GT7, and I want to see if this is adjustable. Yeah, there is no BOP. Oh, it's locked power and weight ratio. Okay, so it's locked power weight ratio. All this is locked for some reason. What's the adjustable? What's the adjustable? I don't know why it's open. Eh, That's quick tune. Why is it not adjustable? What? Interesting. I don't know if it's locked. It doesn't make any sense. I'll figure it out. Again, I'm not doing that race unfortunately because I will be gone at the it's competition car, so it's not anything. So it's at the racetrack, and the racetrack that I'm going to is going to be for I think it's like modifieds and such. So that's why I will not be here on Saturday, which is quite the shame. But you know, you got to give to get things, and like I said, I've been looking forward to this, so that's why I can forego a nations race for Special Stage X because it could be a complete crapshoot. And looking at that, it's going to be almost an 11-minute race compared to the, I believe it was like 9-minute race it was before. So it's not boring, but it happens. Whatever. So I don't know where I went with this episode, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, expectations of GT7, I had a couple. And then, of course, the main thing was the choice of manufacturer. Um, so the schedule, like I said last week, today is Cayman Cruise, which is a little bit of a Cayman Cruise for one track. And then I got a little bit sidetracked, but hey, it happens. The tomorrow's video, I believe, is Cayman Cruise as well. No, no, no. I don't have a video tomorrow. Thursday is going to be Turbo Thursday again, and that one is going to be featuring what was it? Neptunia again. And I just did a speedrun yesterday. As you probably saw on the channel if you've seen it. I believe it was a new world record at 153.57, or like the whole stream was rounded to 154. So it's a 154. But like I said, it's going to go through Kakuni and all that stuff. And then I'm going to come back with Friday's video. And Friday's video is going to be the Cayman Cruise. But I may do something different with that. Where that one will be again, I cruise, I talk a little bit and such. But then I'll also probably go over the replay that happens for the race that's going to happen tomorrow. And we can sort of analyze and see what happens in that race. So, yay. But again, if you did sort of enjoy this weird video of Cayman Cruise, you can like, comment, sub, ring the bell if you so choose, and proceed to do as you wish, really. So again, this has been Muga93. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys